The Las Vegas Raiders hold the number. Sixth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, and one name keeps coming up. Arizona's star wide receiver, Tetairoa McMillan, or as fans call him, T-Mac. This guy dominated college football at the University of Arizona, making highlight plays look easy. Now, the Raiders could use a true number. One outside receiver, and T-Mac seems like a great fit. But is he the right choice? Because let's be real, the Raiders have several needs to fill. So should they take a chance on this 6'5", 210-pound playmaker with elite hands and serious speed? Before we answer that, let's break it down. T-Mac has been putting up crazy numbers. In 2023, he grabbed 90 catches for 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. The year before, another dominant season. 84 catches, 1,300 yards, and 8 touchdowns. The guy just knows how to make plays. So what makes him special? First, his size. At 6'5", he's got the perfect frame for an X-receiver in the NFL. He's got strong hands, tracks deep throws like a pro, and consistently wins those 50-50 balls. Defenders? Yeah, they struggle against him because he knows how to use his body to outmuscle them. And it's not just about catching passes. T-Mac is versatile. He can line up outside, in the slot, or even in tight formations, creating mismatches all over the field. Plus, for a big guy, he moves smoothly after the catch, making defenders miss. And when it comes to the red zone, he's the type of guy you can throw it up to and he'll go up and get it. Sounds like a perfect fit, right? Well, not so fast. There are some things the Raiders need to consider before locking him in as their pick. Let's dive into that next. If you throw the ball his way, T-Mac is going to catch it, no doubt about that. But no player is perfect, and there are a few areas where he needs to improve. First, his speed. While he's got solid acceleration, he's not a true burner. You won't see him turning a short catch into an 80-yard touchdown by outrunning everyone. For a top-tier wide receiver, that breakaway speed is usually a big factor, and T-Mac just doesn't have it at an elite level. Another concern? Separation. Against man-to-man coverage, he struggles to consistently shake defenders. His route running could be sharper, and too often he relies on contested catches instead of creating space. While he's great at winning those 50-50 balls, you'd love to see him get open more easily. Then there's his release off the line. Physical cornerbacks who match his size can slow him down, and his footwork isn't always explosive right out of his stance. If he can refine these areas, he could become an even bigger threat. But let's be clear, T-Mac is still a special talent. He only had 2 drops all season, showing how reliable his hands are. Some people compare him to Drake London, the Falcons' first-round pick in 2022. London took a couple of years to really break out, but this past season, he put up over 1,200 yards and nearly 10 touchdowns. T-Mac has a similar skill set. Big, strong, and dangerous in the red zone. He's got the size, timing, and ability to win jump balls. But the question remains, will his strengths outweigh his weaknesses at the next level? Let's break that down next. Here's my biggest concern with T-Mac. He doesn't create a ton of separation. And if he struggled to shake defenders in college, what's going to happen in the NFL? Cornerbacks at the next level are faster, stronger, and way more skilled. If he's constantly relying on contested catches, can he really be a dominant wide receiver in the pros? Another issue? He doesn't run the full route tree yet. And let's be real. If you're using the 6th overall pick on a wide receiver, you want a game changer. A Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase, a Tyreek Hill. Someone who can take over a game from day one. I'm just not sure T-Mac is that guy. Honestly, part of his success in college might have come from being bigger and stronger than everyone else. But in the NFL, that advantage shrinks. He won't be able to just outmuscle defenders all the time. That's a big question mark for me. And here's another thing. Some people say the Raiders should avoid drafting a quarterback this year because it's a weak QB class. But if that's the argument, shouldn't we apply the same logic to wide receivers? This year's receiver class isn't exactly loaded with talent. Compared to last year, it's just not as strong. Take a guy like Malik Neighbors, for example. He was explosive, dynamic, and ready to make an immediate impact. Can T-Mac be that kind of player? I don't know. And if you're not getting an elite guy at number 6, is it really worth it? Don't get me wrong, I like him. But do I like him at number 6? That's a different story. The Raiders have bigger needs: linebacker, cornerback, defensive tackle. If someone like Mason Graham is still on the board, I'm taking him over T Mac without hesitation. And then there's Brock Bowers. He's another name to consider, and depending on how you look at it, he might be a better option. But that's a conversation for later. For now, the question remains: should the Raiders really take a chance on T Mac this early in the draft? You could look at it two ways. On one hand, the Raiders already have Brock Bowers, a guy who can put up wide receiver one type numbers. Maybe that means they can afford to wait on drafting a receiver or find one in free agency. On the other hand, pairing T-Mac with Bowers, that could be dangerous for defenses. But like I said before, if I'm taking a wide receiver at number 6, I want a game changer. A Justin Jefferson, a Jamar Chase, someone who makes an immediate impact. And honestly, I just don't see that level of dominance with T-Mac. Now, don't get me wrong, he's going to be a solid, reliable receiver. Great hands, excellent in contested catches, a strong athlete for his size. But at pick 6, that feels a little too high for me. There are other players I'd rather take in the first round. That said, if the Raiders trade back and he falls outside the top 10, then it becomes an interesting conversation. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this new regime goes defense in the first round. What do you guys think? Should the Raiders take T-Mac at number 6? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And that's it for today, Raider Nation. If you love Raiders content like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.